In Victorian England, families celebrated Christmas with joy, gifts, and feasting. But here's what's shocking. Most families spent less than a week's wages. Gifts were modest: fruit, nuts, handmade items. Yet they're remembered as having the most magical Christmases in history. Today, the average person spends £567 on Christmas and goes £1,200 into debt. What did the Victorians understand that we have completely forgotten? And how can their wisdom save you from January's financial nightmare? Stay with me, because this might change how you think about Christmas forever. The modern Christmas trap. The December panic. Let me tell you about Sarah. Every November, she promises herself, this year will be different. This year, I won't overspend.
Oh my God!
But then December arrives. The ads start. Show them you love them. Make this Christmas magical. Don't disappoint your kids. Sarah walks into a shop. She sees the perfect gift for her daughter. £80. It's Christmas, she thinks. I'll just put it on the card. Then her son needs something. £60. Another card swipe. Her partner, her parents, her siblings, Secret Santa at work, the postman, the teacher. By December 26th, Sarah has spent £850. But here's the problem. She only planned to spend £300. I'll pay it off in January, she tells herself. But January comes with council tax, car insurance, and all the bills she ignored in December. That £550 she overspent, it's still there in March, in June. Sometimes into the next Christmas. This is what we call the Christmas debt cycle. You overspend in December, you stress in January, you barely recover by November, then December hits again. Sound familiar? The real cost of Christmas debt. Here's what most people don't realize. That £550 Sarah overspent, if it's on a credit card at 21% interest and she pays £50 monthly, it'll take her 13 months to pay off and cost her £75 in interest. But here's where it gets worse. Most people don't just do this once. They do it every year. Over 10 years, that's £5,500 in overspending, plus £750 in interest. That's £6,250, enough for a family holiday, a house deposit, or a year of financial breathing room. The question is one magical Christmas morning worth an entire year of financial stress? Or is there a better way? The Victorian solution. How the Victorians created Christmas without destroying their finances. Let's travel back to Victorian England, 1850. This is the era that created Christmas as we know it. Christmas trees, Christmas cards, Christmas crackers, family gatherings, all Victorian inventions. Queen Victoria and Prince Albert made Christmas a national celebration. Charles Dickens wrote A Christmas Carol and taught the world what Christmas should mean. But here's what's fascinating. Victorian Christmas was magical, meaningful, and memorable. Yet most families spent very little money. How? The Victorians understood 3 principles that we've completely forgotten. Principle number 1. Modest gifts with a maximum meaning. In Victorian England, Christmas gifts were simple. An orange or apple. Exotic fruits were rare. Nuts and sweets. A handmade toy or doll. A book or handwritten poem. A small trinket hung on the tree. These weren't cheap because people were poor. They were intentional because people valued meaning over cost. A Victorian child receiving an orange on Christmas morning was genuinely thrilled. It was special. It was rare. It represented thought and care. But today, we've lost that entirely. Today's child gets £300 worth of toys and is bored by Boxing Day. The Victorians understood something profound. Scarcity creates appreciation. Abundance creates entitlement. When gifts are modest, they're treasured. When gifts are excessive, they're forgotten. This is what we call intrinsic value. The real worth of something isn't its price tag. It's the meaning and memory it creates. A Victorian child remembered that orange for years. Your child will forget that £200 gaming console by February. Principle number 2, handmade over store, bought. Victorian families spent the weeks before Christmas making things. Mothers sewed dolls and clothes. Fathers carved wooden toys. Children made decorations and cards. Grandparents knitted scarves and gloves. These weren't cheap alternatives. They were the gifts. And here's the brilliant part. The making of the gift was as valuable as the giving. Families spent time together. Children learned skills. Parents showed love through effort. When Christmas morning came, every gift represented hours of someone's time and thought. That's priceless. Today, we've outsourced everything. We buy, swipe, wrap, done. We've saved time, but we've lost something irreplaceable. The connection that comes from creating something with your own hands for someone you love. The Victorians knew. Time invested is love demonstrated. A store-bought £50 toy says, I spent money on you. A handmade gift says, I spent my time thinking about what would make you happy, then I made it with my own hands. Which one matters more? Principle number 3, Christmas as family, not consumption. Here's what Victorian Christmas was really about. Charles Dickens didn't write a Christmas carol about gifts. He wrote it about transformation, generosity, family, and redemption. Victorian Christmas traditions were about togetherness, decorating the tree as a family, singing carols together, reading stories by the fireplace, sharing a meal, showing charity to those in need. The gifts were part of it, but they weren't the point. The point was family, connection, love, gratitude. But modern Christmas? It's been hijacked by corporations. Every ad tells you love equals spending. Show them you care equals buy expensive things. Make Christmas magical equals go into debt. The Victorians would be horrified. They understood Christmas is about being present, not presenting. Your kids don't need a £1,000 Christmas. They need you, not stressed, not in debt, not working overtime in January to pay off December. The Wealthling Christmas Method. Strategy. Number 1, the October reality check. Here's your first action step, and it starts in October, not December. Sit down and answer these questions honestly. 1. How much can I actually afford to spend on Christmas without going into debt? 2. Who do I need to buy for? Not want to. Need. 3. What would make this Christmas meaningful rather than expensive? Let me show you how this works. Sarah's October reality check. Available money, £300. Must buy list, daughter, son, partner, parents, equals 5 people. Budget per person, £60. That's it. That's the number. £60 per person, £300 total. No credit cards? No. I'll figure it out later. Just reality. This is what the merchants of Great Zimbabwe understood. They built wealth through cattle and trade, but they also had a unique system. Citizens could pay taxes with their labor if they faced financial constraints. They understood something profound. Resources are finite. Planning is essential. The Great Zimbabwe civilization thrived for 400 years because they managed their resources wisely. They didn't overspend on ceremonies. They invested in infrastructure, the great stone walls that still stand today. Now here's where the Victorian wisdom kicks in. Strategy number 2, the Victorian gift philosophy. For each person on your list, ask, what would a Victorian give them? Sarah's daughter, age 8. Modern expensive option, £200 electric scooter she saw on TV. Victorian-inspired option, £40 art supplies plus a handmade doll, plus a promise to have making days together once a month. Which creates better memories? The scooter that breaks by March? Or the doll mum made plus 12 special days together? Sarah's parents. Modern expensive option, £120 restaurant voucher. Victorian-inspired option, £30 ingredients plus cooking them their favorite meal at home, served on nice plates, with handwritten cards sharing favorite family memories. Sarah's partner. Modern expensive option, £150 watch. Victorian-inspired option, £50 book he'd love, plus handwritten letters to be opened one per month for a year, each sharing a reason you love him. Here's the Victorian principle. Effort and thought create value that money cannot buy. The Victorians weren't avoiding spending because they were cheap. They were creating meaning because they understood what mattered. Strategy number 3, the 3-month rule. Here's a game changer. Any gift over £50 gets the 3-month rule. If you want to buy something expensive, you must ask, would the recipient still be using this and finding value in it 3 months from now? Examples. Gaming console, £300. Will they still be playing it in March? If yes, maybe worth it. If they'll move on to the next trend, pass. Expensive perfume, £80. Will they wear it regularly for months, or will it sit on a shelf? Experience gift, £60 concert tickets. Will they remember this for years? Probably yes. This rule forces you to think like an investor. What's the long-term return on this purchase? Most Christmas gifts have terrible returns. They are used once and forgotten. The Romans knew this. That's why they focused on meaningful tokens, not expensive trash. Strategy number 4, the Victorian December discipline. December is when the real test begins. You've got your budget. You've got your handmade gift ideas. But then you walk into a shop and you see it. The perfect thing. The thing you didn't plan for. Here's what happens in your brain. Your emotion says, but it's Christmas. They'd love this. Your logic says, you don't have the money. Your emotion replies, I'll just use the card. It's only £40. This is called rationalization. You're creating reasons to justify emotional decisions. The Victorians had a counter strategy, the Christmas box. In Victorian times, families would have a physical box where they'd save coins throughout the year. When Christmas came, they spent only what was in the box. When the box was empty, the spending stopped. No negotiations, no exceptions, no credit. So here's your Victorian December discipline. 1. Create your Christmas envelope. Put your budget in cash in an envelope. When it's gone, you're done. 2. Tell your family early. This year, we're doing Christmas differently. Less stuff, more meaning. 3. Wait 24 hours? See something unexpected? Wait one day. If you still want it and it fits your budget, buy it. 4. Ask the Victorian question, will this create a memory or just clutter? Will they remember this in 5 years? Or will it be forgotten by February? The Victorians understood. Real abundance comes from cherishing what you have, not constantly acquiring more. Strategy number 5, the Victorian January win. Here's the ultimate goal. January 2nd, you wake up and you have 0 Christmas debt, happy family and friends, meaningful memories, financial peace. This is what the Victorians achieved every year. And here's the bonus. Starting January, you begin your Christmas fund for next year. £50 a month. By December, you'll have £600. But here's what's brilliant. After experiencing a modest, meaningful, Victorian-style Christmas, you'll probably spend less. Maybe £400, which means you'll have £200 left over. That £200, that's your emergency fund starting, or your investment account, or your debt payoff money. This is what Great Zimbabwe taught us. They had a unique tax structure that enabled citizens to pay with their labor if they faced financial constraints. But more importantly, their wealth came from cattle, agriculture, and controlled trade, not from overspending on ceremonies. Great Zimbabwe thrived for 400 years because they understood resource management. They built infrastructure that lasted. They created wealth that grew. One good decision creates a cascade of good outcomes. This is how you break the Christmas debt cycle forever. The psychology of Christmas spending. Why we overspend and how to stop. Let's get real about why this is so hard. Christmas spending isn't really about gifts. It's about 1. Guilt. If I don't spend enough, I'm a bad parent, partner, child. 2. Comparison. Everyone else is buying expensive things. 3. Social pressure. What will people think? 4. Childhood wounds. I didn't have magical Christmases as a kid, so my kids will. These are powerful emotions, and retailers know it. Every Christmas ad is designed to trigger your guilt and fear. But here's the truth. Your kids don't need expensive Christmases. They need present parents. Present, as in being there. Not stressed, not drowning in debt. Studies show that children's favorite Christmas memories aren't about gifts. They're about decorating the tree together, Victorian tradition, baking cookies, Victorian tradition, family game nights, reading Christmas stories, Victorian tradition, making decorations together, Victorian tradition. All of these cost almost nothing. The Victorians created these traditions because they understood the joy isn't in the stuff, it's in the togetherness. Charles Dickens knew this when he wrote A Christmas Carol. The whole point is that Scrooge's wealth couldn't buy happiness, but the Cratchit family's love, despite their poverty, created the most beautiful Christmas. So when you feel the guilt rising in December, remember, you're not depriving anyone by spending modestly. You're giving them the gift of a financially stable, present, unstressed parent. The comparison trap. Social media makes this worse. You see pods. Look at all the presents under our tree. £500 spent on my kids. They deserve it. And you feel like a failure. But here's what you don't see. The credit card statement, the January panic, the marriage fights about money, the stress that ruins the entire month. Instagram shows the performance, not the reality. If the Queen of England could celebrate Christmas modestly, so can you. Your path. Stop comparing. Start living your own story. Someone else's expensive Christmas doesn't obligate you to have one too. Practical Christmas budget breakdown. The £300 Christmas 5-person family. Let me show you exactly how to do Christmas for £300. Gifts, £200. 2 children, £50 each. £100 main gift, £35 each. Stocking stuffers, £15 each. Partner, £50, or thoughtful gift based on interests. 2 parents, £25 each equals £50, homemade food gifts or meaningful tokens. Food, £60. Christmas dinner ingredients, £50. Special treats, baking, £10. Decorations, £20. 1 new decoration or lights. Use what you already have. Experiences, £20. Hot chocolate and light viewing trip. Christmas movie night snacks. Total, £300, 0 debt, maximum joy. The £500 Christmas, if you can afford it. If you have £500 saved and no debt. Gifts, £300. Food, £100, more elaborate meal, hosting extended family. Experiences, £60. Christmas theatre show ice skating. Charity, £40, teaching kids about giving. Key rule, if it's not in the Christmas fund, it doesn't happen. The emergency plan. What if you're reading this in December and you haven't saved anything? First, don't panic. Don't reach for the credit card. Here's your survival plan. 1. Be honest. Tell family early. This year is tight. Let's do a small Christmas. 2. Secret Santa. Instead of buying for everyone, draw names. 1 gift each. 3. Experience gifts. Write vouchers for things you can do. Movie night of your choice. Home-cooked meal. Babysitting. Car wash. 4. Homemade. Baked goods. Photo albums. Handwritten letters. The Romans would approve. 5. Start January 1st. Begin your Christmas fund immediately. Never be in this position again. Remember, 1 difficult conversation in December beats 12 months of financial stress.
We need to talk. This year, Christmas is gonna be tight.
That's it?
We thought you were leaving
The
us.
2 paths. You're standing at the same crossroads as Hassan and Khalil from ancient Egypt. Path 1. The Hassan Christmas. You overspend in December. You stress in January. You're still paying it off in June. You repeat it next year. You stay trapped in the cycle. Path 2. The Khalil Christmas. You plan in October. You spend intentionally in December. You wake up January 1st debt-free. You start your Christmas fund immediately. Next year is even better. Which path are you choosing? The Victorians chose meaning over materialism, family over finances, presence over presents. You can too. Your action steps, next 24 hours. Here's what to do right now. 1. Calculate your Christmas budget. What can you actually afford without debt? 2. Make your list. Who needs gifts? What would be meaningful? 3. Tell someone. Share your budget with someone who will keep you accountable. 4. Download our Christmas budget planner. Link in description. It's free 5. Subscribe to Wealthling. Every week, we share ancient wisdom that saves your modern money. The promise. If you follow the Roman method this Christmas, I promise you, January 1st, you'll wake up with 0 Christmas debt. Your family will be happy. Your memories will be meaningful, and you'll have financial peace. That feeling, that's what real abundance looks like. It's not about the stuff under the tree. It's about the peace in your mind and the love in your home. See you in the next video, where we talk about how to build your emergency fund using another ancient civilization strategy.